What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. Holy smokes, man. I just finished watching Echo. Like, literally just finished watching Echo. Stopped the series and just jumped on here and hit record. Pulled up this little, a few things that I wanted to talk about. Holy smokes, this was bad. This is one of the worst things I've watched in several years, you know, and I literally just got through watching this. This is almost like an out of the theater review. You know, so I haven't had a chance to sit down and kind of like dissect and really think about what it is that I want to say. All I got to say is that this thing is hot garbage. Hot garbage. One of the worst shows I've ever seen. And I don't know how the hell this thing came up with a 72% audience score and tomato meter. The only thing I can guess is that the shills, just like we've been talking about these Disney shills, the shills are absolutely out in force. They are absolutely out in force when it comes to Marvel. You know, you thought those Lucasfilm shills was getting paid and they was putting in overtime. Holy smokes. How do you get 72% out of this show? This thing was flat boring. I mean, absolutely boring. I fell asleep 3 times in the first 3 episodes, and I just powered through the last 2, okay? And, I mean, I've been sitting up here trying to watch this thing for the whole time, since I got home from work. And I'm like, holy crap, this is hard to watch. I thought I would be able to breeze right through it, because I'm like, all right, man, look, each episode's about 40 minutes or so. All right, I should be able to knock this out, no problem. Man, I'm struggling. This is a tough one, man. It's about 5 times during the watching of Echo, I'm like on Disney Plus, just like, where's the like 1.5 speed option? And I forgot there isn't one. There probably is some sort of an extension that you can get to the 1.5 speed. Let's hurry up and get this show over with. God damn, I got other stuff that I want to do. This is horrible, horrible. And look, this ain't nothing against Choctaw Indians. This ain't nothing against deaf people. This ain't nothing against amputees. This is 1,000% on the Marvel Cinematic Universe for even putting out this. Now that I think about it, when they said that this thing is unwatchable, it is unwatchable. It's still unwatchable. Whatever they did to this, they didn't do enough. They could have cut this thing down to 1 episode, to be very honest with you. 45 minutes and done. Everything that we've been hearing about this show absolutely makes sense. But what don't make sense is this 72% on this damn tomato meter. These guys are lying through their teeth, man. Let's go ahead and look at some of this nonsense, man. This is absolutely ridiculous, man. This was one of the worst shows. I'm not kidding you guys, okay? You got other stuff that you could be doing with your life. Do it, all right? Do some laundry. You know, go mop the floors, you know, much more entertaining than watching this show, man. Let's see what this chick says. Sharon Nicole from Geek Girl Riot gave it a tomato. Maya moves like a molten mass of rage. No, a molten mass of boredom. That's what this thing is. This is holy shit, this is bad, man. I literally had to power through the last 2 episodes. And I mean, yeah, and Kingpin is like in this thing, and he is part of it. I don't give a shit about spoilers. Kingpin is in this thing as I guess the villain or whatever, if you will. He don't show up until the last 2 episodes. I mean, he's in all of them, sort of, but he really doesn't make like his presence known until the last 2. And it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Everything they got Kingpin doing in this thing is dumb. All right. Vince D'Onofrio, I hope you got a fat paycheck for this, man. Oh, man, until her family helps her temper herself into a weapon she can wield, but without emotional range, your attention might falter at times. Yo, my attention faltered the entire way through. I was searching. I kid you not. I was like, damn, I must have missed this, you know, this 1.5 speed option somewhere on here. And all they got is languages. You can just change the language. That's it. I was searching high and low for that crap. I couldn't find it, man. I was like, damn, can we hurry up, please? The worst part about this, look, having a deaf character is a problem. You know, somebody that's got a sign language, everything, because even like the speech parts, like I'm used to reading subtitles because of anime, but like reading the subtitles, it's like reading the subtitles in slow motion because they're signing everything and they want it all to match. So it's like, can you just hurry up and say what it is you got to say? But it's like, okay, well, she's signing literally everything she's saying. I mean, man, it was just hard to watch, y'all. It was just hard. It was like everything is moving in slow motion. And like each episode is only 45 minutes, but there's only like really because of the signing it's like everything is slowed down to an absolute crawl. So you're just sitting there waiting, like, please hurry up and finish this damn conversation so y'all can get to the next thing. I kind of already know where this conversation is going. And like, but we got to sit here and watch it. And it's like, you know, you start fast forwarding, like, fast forward, hurry up and get to something interesting. God damn, man, I've been sitting here. It's like, that's how you feel. That's how you feel with this thing, man. Maybe that's the plot for season 2. If there's a season 2 for this, man, I am laughing. I am in laughing mode, man. And Eric came from Forbes. I'm absolutely stunned that this guy liked it, but okay. All told, Echo is fine. But I have this lingering sense that a story about a criminal on the run, fleeing the mob, returning to her roots on a reservation without all the superhero stuff would be a better story. It could be. I mean, he's not wrong in the fact that this is basically what the story is, but it's told poorly. The dialogue is trash and garbage, all right? All the little action. There's not even that much action in this thing. Like, the action set pieces, there's not that many of them. What is there, maybe three major action set pieces? And you saw one of them with the Daredevil fight. That's like one of the first major action scenes. That's like in the first episode, and then that's it. And then Daredevil's out of there, okay? There's no more Daredevil after that. So anybody that was showing you Daredevil on like a Maya or a Echo poster, yeah, they lying to you, man. Man, this thing is absolute garbage. What makes Echo stand out is simply how good Alako Cox is as Maya. I found her absolutely boring and dull. I didn't like this. I didn't like her acting. I mean, everything is just like a stern, like, you know, that's how her face looks like every single time. She doesn't have any ability to emote, you know. And again, I don't know if it's because, you know, she's a deaf person. So how does the sign language work? It just doesn't work as a narrative. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work, you know. And again, I have nothing against, you know, people that are deaf. This just does not work as a narrative. It just doesn't work. She doesn't work. The villains are, oh my God, the villains. The villains are some of the worst villains I've ever seen. You know, this is one scene. One of the action scenes takes place in a bowling alley, all right? So this villain that's coming in, he's like literally the caricature of a goon. You know, he's just like a random goon that they just give lines to, but they hang around and give him a lot of lines. He's not I don't know if he's doing this acting on purpose or he just said, hell, I mean, this is a garbage show. Let me just go all out and act like an absolute idiot. I'm just puzzled at some of the decisions that were made here. Some of the decisions that were made, man. A window into American Indian culture and heritage while telling a brisk, exciting mystery that steers Disney Plus to a new horizon of not only more complicated and edgier storytelling, but one told from an often overlooked perspective. This is the only reason that this stuff is going to get any kind of a good review. This show is boring. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it, okay? We're peeking into American Indian culture. Hey, they deserved a better story than this, all right? They deserved a better series than this, you know? Edgier storytelling? Not really. There's a couple of blood splatters, like they call this TVMA. There's a couple of blood splatters. There's some fights. I mean, there's not a lot, man. There's been riskier stuff done on television. This is not like Daredevil Netflix. Do not think this is Daredevil Netflix. It's not. It's not. It's not Punisher. It's not Luke Cage. Not Iron Fist. It's not on that level of, you know, grittiness and hardcore action. This is just boring, man. I'm sorry. Look, finally somebody with some sense. While Echo is beautifully filmed, compressing it down to a 2-hour event and cutting away many redundant displays may have increased the emotional impact for viewers. I mean, they would have had to cut this thing down to like maybe one episode. I'm not kidding, man. There is nothing here. I am literally in this thing. I was like, oh, hey, man, come on, D, wake up, man. That's how I was the entire show. I was so bored, man. Look at this review, man. Echo review: a quietly lovely and bloody entry into the superhero canon. Alako Cox's Hawkeye spinoff on Disney Plus and Hulu is a brutal and heartfelt Marvel miniseries. Echo brings the best of Netflix's Marvel era energy to Disney Plus. No, the hell she don't. Who the fuck are y'all trying to kid? Disney Plus's Echo miniseries feels like the studio's first successful attempt at matching the energy that made Netflix Marvel shows great. No, the hell it don't. This is garbage, man. This is the hottest of hot garbage that I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't believe people are saying this. And this one's on Vulture. You need to watch all of Echo. I don't know why. I don't know why I need to watch all of this. You know, you do not need to watch all of Echo. And look, I came into this series. I've read no reviews. I've seen nothing. Okay. This is literally me like coming right out of the theater. I've never seen or read a single review. I was purposely avoiding some of the Echo reviews because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it a fair shot. I avoided most of the spoilers. I already knew that I was going to, not like it just based on some of the nonsense. But I was like, no, D, give it a fair shot. Give it a fair shot. Watch it. Don't get colored by anybody's reviews. I've avoided everything on YouTube about it. I've avoided all of this stuff on the social media and everything. And, I've read some things. I've seen some reactions, but I've mostly avoided hearing people's like true opinions. I've just kind of said, you know what? Let me steer clear of that so I can give it an honest opinion. This is just horrible, man. This is absolute trash. This show should not be watched. And I understand now why Kevin Feige said this was unreleasable. Or unwatchable, or whatever it is that he said. I now know why. Man, this is terrible. Echo is one of Marvel's best TV shows in years. Will people watch? What show are they watching? I need to watch the show that these shills watched, okay? Can y'all show me where this show is good? This show is garbage. Hot garbage, man. I can't believe people are saying this crap. Featuring an ass-kicking Choctaw superhero and an MVP cast of native actors, the Disney Plus series falls under the new Marvel Spotlight banner. They did have the one cat that's always in, like, what's his name? He was a dude from, I remember him from Maverick. He was like the Indian guy in Maverick with Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster. What was that guy's name? He's in there. I'm going to find his name and I'll probably leave a little link to it. But he was good. I actually like him as an actor. He was in this. So that was cool. But I didn't recognize anybody else. I'm not that familiar with him, but I was familiar with that guy. The Echo review, an intimate and gritty Marvel experience. Nah, man, nah. No, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I have to disagree, okay? Fundamentally, this thing is a terrible story. There's enough good story here for one solid 1 hour episode. That's it. I wouldn't even give this thing a movie. There's enough of a story here that if you cut away all the junk and you just get to like 3 solid good action scenes, and then you just kind of put the stuff in there with the Kingpin, but you give it a better ending because the ending is absolute garbage. I don't really understand her superpowers either. She has some powers she displays at the end where she's like passing off like powers to other people. It's like she enters the avatar state because she's like calling on the history of like all of her ancestors. So it's like she's, then she starts glowing and her fingers glow and then she starts like passing power. I still can't remember the end of that. And I literally just watched it and I don't know what the hell happened. But she's passing her powers on to like her grandmother and to her best friend. And then she's just, and then they just kick everybody's ass. So it's like a whole room full of men, grown ass men with guns. And she just whoops all of them up. And nobody shoots in her and it's such a bad show, man. Such a bad show. Yeah, these guys are shilling hard, man. They want that Disney bread. They want it in the worst way. Echo review, the bloodiest show ever seen on Disney, proves there's life in the MCU. Yeah, there's no life in this thing. This is one of 3 things that we're going to get from the MCU this year. The next thing is Deadpool, which is not coming until, July? The end of July. So it's going to be an MCU graveyard. I mean, this thing is pretty much right there. It's the first tombstone in the MCU graveyard that is to come. There's not going to be any content coming from the MCU. And then we'll end the series. We'll end the year with Agatha. We're going to end the year with Agatha. The MCU is right next to Star Wars. It's heading down. Star Wars is on the ocean floor, but you can kind of look up through the gloom and you can kind of see the MCU just kind of floating down right next to it, to be sitting next to Star Wars on the ocean floor. If this is the kind of nonsense that they're going to put out there. Again, remember I told you guys, this is following up the Marvels. This show is following up the Marvels. The MCU right now is severely on life support. I can't believe they put this out. I just would have canceled it. I just would have canceled it and I would have taken the heat because it can't be worse than this, okay? But again, you got a bunch of shills, okay? You got the Rotten Tomato shills. Lanthimos and his team of players and crew have conjured up a delight that, like its protagonist, is eccentric, smart, a little dark, lovely to look at, and charming as hell. Gave it a 5 out of 5. A 5 out of 5. This thing is hot garbage. And this is what they're doing out here. Man, you can't trust these dudes. But apparently, Yeah, you can't trust the audience either. I'm just curious. What is the audience saying? Really enjoyed the show. 5 stars, of course. Of course. The acting and writing was so bad. I don't care enough about Native American female Kanye West as a character. Look, man, this thing was garbage, man. Had so much high hopes after watching the trailer, but now watching the actual series, man, it really sucks. Bad storytelling, bad directing, bad action scenes, incoherent, bad everything except for the actors that are actually doing a great job. I didn't think anybody did a great job. The one guy that I know, he was all right. Vincent D'Onofrio, he kind of mailed it in too. Okay, these are not good action or acting performances, but everything else is really awful. Please take lessons and learn from K-dramas, for crying out loud. Such a waste on my fucking God. Marvel needs to stop. This has gone too far. It's just as bad as She-Hulk. This is worse than She-Hulk. She-Hulk had moments of entertainment. There was nothing entertaining about this, with the exception of the bowling alley fight scene. That was kind of entertaining. Oh my goodness, man. This was amazing. I couldn't stop watching. I fell asleep 3 times. I dozed off 3 times. Granted, I'm getting off work, but I dozed off 3 times. Man, I appreciate the ending. The whole thing left me feeling hopeful. Maya is a great addition to the MCU. No, she's not. A slow burner. So slow. Fight scenes are terrible. Yeah. I mean, other people just, it's... Thanks to Alaka Cox's dedicated performance, binge-worthy format, darker tone, and the deeper dive into the complexities of Wilson Fisk, Echo is a worthy entry to the MCU canon. No, it's not. I'm just amazed that they actually dropped this thing, man. I'm actually amazed they dropped this. I'm absolutely stunned that they let this thing hit the airwaves. I would have, if I was Kevin Feige, there's no way in hell this would have came out. I would have took heat. You know what? We decided to go in a different direction. We're going to try to, bring the Echo character along. Maybe she'll show up in the next, Daredevil, or maybe we'll throw in her some other series. But yeah, we decided that a series for her really wasn't the best way to introduce. I would have lied through my teeth. There's no way I would have dropped this thing out there, man. Absolutely not. But man, I don't know if you guys watched Echo. If you did, my condolences. Hopefully you've recovered by now. Please help me get something out of this. Hit the like button, subscribe if you can. Help this video get somewhere so it gets at least some views, so I can feel a little bit better about myself after watching this shit. Oh man, golly. Well, I won't need any sleep tonight because I fell asleep 3 times trying to get through this. I literally had to stop episode 1, maybe at about the 30-minute mark, go back to like the 15-minute mark, start over. And then I did the same thing for episode 2 and the same thing for episode 3 at different points of those episodes. It's just a boring ass show. And there's no other way to say it. Okay. It's just boring. It's just boring and dull. There's nothing happening of any interest. All right. Again, there's a lot of storytelling limits to having a deaf character, like I was saying before, but I don't know. I mean, Marvel this wasn't y'all wheelhouse, okay? Y'all should have did something else. Anyway, folks, I've been talking too long. I'm just like stunned at how bad this thing is. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.